Okay. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So today, we're going to look at module 2. I haven't shared with you the other link I'm going to share. I haven't uploaded it because I'm doing some bit of editing. So, but I'm going to share it. So today we are going to look at module 2. You're not also very far away from the weekend group and also the day group. I'll try to explain up to where they have stopped and probably also go a little bit further. But I think the best option would also be is how many questions can we consume today? Because I've realized that when you spend time answering the question, it's going to be a little bit easier for you people to understand this concept that we are learning. Okay. So I'm just trying to make sure I get. Okay. Can you, someone is complaining that, can you hear anything in the chat? You should be able to hear me. Yeah. You should be able to hear me. Okay, let's get going. So today, you're basically going to focus on module 2, which module 2 is all about artificial intelligence. And now, when we look at what artificial intelligence is all about, our focus is going to be mainly having the preamble, because artificial intelligence and machine learning is quite a wide, it's a wide topic, which you cannot cover everything in emerging technology. So we're going to have a summary of it. And of course, this does not make you an AI or machine learning expert, no. It's just going to introduce you so that you understand every talk, what is in the field of AI. And there's also another upcoming data science conference that is going to happen in Nairobi. I hope some of you also take the opportunity to attend to that data science. I think I'll also be there in Nairobi. Now, AI in general is artificial intelligence, and ML is machine learning. These fields are revolutionizing various industries, and they are enabling computers to perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. Now, for us to understand the fundamentals of AI and ML is a crucial thing for us to have a comprehensive understanding, and we also comprehend their applications and potential impact. Now, when we look at the overall fundamentals of AI, is that they're basically AI, which is artificial intelligence, ML, which is machine learning, are revolutionizing various industries by enabling computers to perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. So here is that whenever you talk about AI, is that computers are able to perform tasks that requires human intelligence. And we're going to look at what are some of the human intelligence that I believe you also know. Okay. So what are some of the human intelligence? I think Edwin Kagwa should be able to log out and log in. So let him first log out and log in. All right, so for those who can't hear, Now, what are some of the human intelligence that you know? Anyone who can unmute, or you just want me to run marathon? So one of the most common human intelligence that we know is learning. Human beings learn a lot, like right now you are also learning. And then human being reason, okay? Then human being also deals with a lot of problem solving. Human being also understand languages. Now, with the current trends in this industry, we now have language modules that are understanding the languages in AI. ChatGPT is one of them. Now, let's have the understanding of the fundamentals of AI and ML, which is crucial for comprehending their applications and their potential impact. AI, what do we say about AI if we are to define it? We could say AI refers to the simulation of human intelligent processes by machines, including learning, reasoning, problem solving, perception, and language understanding. This is very key, especially in defining machine or defining AI. So it's a simulation of human intelligent processes by machines, including learning, reasoning, problem solving, perception, and language understanding. I hope Edrin is back and you can hear us, Edrin. All right. Now, what does it evolves around? It encompasses a wide range of technologies and methodologies aimed at mimicking cognitive functions. So that's what AI is all about. Look at robots. There are so many industries that are being replaced by robots. Robots are now carrying tasks that requires human intelligence, mimicking, reasoning, and so more and much more. Now, there's something I also want to say is that when we look at one area like hospitals, there are robots that are now performing operations, surgical operations on human beings. India and other developed countries, Singapore, they have hospitals that operate 80% machines and 20% humans. Look at airline reservations. They're using robots. Even one of them, when you look at the self-check-in at Entebbe International Airport, it's one of the emerging technologies that are there. You should have heard about it that at Entebbe, when you have an e-passport, you can self-check-in, means you don't have to go through the other long process of getting this. So you just self-check-in and boom, you enter the country. Now, machine learning. So for machine learning, the concept is that machine learning is a subset of AI. AI is broader, but machine learning is smaller. That means machine learning is a subset of AI that focuses on algorithms and statistical modules. So since they are algorithms, they are basically programs, written structure codes that will tell the program what to do. And statistical modules that enable computer to learn that enable a computer to learn from and make predictions or decisions based on data without being explicitly programmed. So you don't need to program them to understand the pattern. I could give you one of the consumer behavior predictions that we can do. You operate a supermarket and you don't know what your client buys from your shop. But each and every time the stock gets done, what you do in the stock refill can easily tell you the behavior, how people are shopping in your supermarket. You may be stocking groceries, but people actually are buying more of soft drinks or hard drinks from your supermarket. That means you have to channel your energy and resources and stock more of hard drinks or soft drinks rather than groceries because of the data that you keep importing from those cashiers at those points, those point of sales. So that's what actually happens. Now, for us, when we're going to look at those types of learning, how the computer can know that your consumer behavior, this can be done in a way such as, let's look at it in this way. There are two types of machine learning. There's what we call supervised learning, and there's another type called unsupervised learning, and there's also what we call reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning, we shall look at it by understanding just the abstract of what machine learning is. So the model is trained for supervised learning. The model is trained based on label data. You have this data, which is label. And with the input, stroke output pairs provided to learn the mapping. Now this data is valuable, sorry, to help you input and output your variables. So from there, they can be able to make predictions based on some of those data labels. There's also what we call unsupervised learning. Now, the model learns pattern and structures from unlabeled data. From what? Unlabeled data. That means discovering hidden insights and relationships are from the unlabeled data. Now, reinforcement learning, the model learns to make decisions through trials and errors, receiving feedbacks in form of rewards and penalties. That's how reinforcement learning is. This is in summary the types, but the most common one are supervised learning and unsupervised learning. And of course, unsupervised learning is the most challenging one compared to supervised learning. Now let's look at the common machine learning algorithms. Now here, we have what we call linear regression, logistic regression, decision trees, random forest, support vector machine, and neural networks. Now, let me tell you what beauty is, that this is just an outline of what common machine learning algorithms are. Each and every time you're dealing with machine learning problem, they ask you, which type of problem is that? Is it a linear regression? Is it a logistic regression, or decision tree, or random forest? So all these are typical machine learning algorithms that help you derive how you can approach them. Now, I'm trying to make sure that I also take roll call. Taking roll call means I'm going to, okay, I'm going to take the photo and then paste it in the chat. For those, or someone can take a screenshot of, just to help us know people who are learning, people who are studying. Someone can take the screenshot and then paste it in the chat. Okay, you could put that. I'm just trying to keep this for my record. Okay, now let's move on. We're not going to look at those, we are not going to look at these algorithms in details. No. We are, because we're just looking at emerging technologies, but this is just basically for us to understand. Now, let's look at it in terms of healthcare. Now, when you look at applications where machine learning is being applied, and of course it's being applied in healthcare, and how is it being applied in healthcare? Let's look at three areas basically. One, let's deal with images. Two, let's deal with medicine, personalized medicine, and let's deal with drug discovery. During the pandemic, we had a lot of challenges. We shall talk about those predictions when we are in the drug discovery. But let's first go back to medical. So areas where machine learning, these emerging technologies are found are in healthcare. How are machine learning and AI being used in healthcare? So AI-empowered algorithms, you now know what the algorithms are. They assist medical image processing and analysis for diagnosing diseases such as cancer, detecting abnormalities, and even structure, bone fracture, and also helps in guiding the treatment. There's type of what they call simple fracture and compound fracture. Now, if you get a fracture and you have something which is broken internally, you can't see it. So you would rely on images that are being extracted from an X-ray, image which are being generated from X-ray or CT scan that will help you to see visually where those problems are. And it is because of AI-powered algorithm that helps to create that image. Now, there's some other person who has joined, but please, class rep, take the photo and put it on the chat. Kalanzi iPhone, please. We know you use iPhone, but please help us put your correct name. We're not even sure whether you use the iPhone. I can see Abad there, Edwin, Ben, Oluka, class rep, and Mwale John. Wapende, Wipondi Fabian. Okay. So then we also have the areas like personalized medicine. So AI analyzes genetic data and patients' records and clinical trials to develop personalized treatment plans tailored to individual patients. Now, the only problem that I have here is that many of you have been going to the hospital. And each and every time you go to the hospital, you tend not to take keen interest in terms of your record, which we call it patient's record. There are several patients who go to the hospital with several diseases. Now, those diseases are captured in the system and the medicines are given for that particular disease and they get better. So the purpose actually in health, why it's easier is that now with these AI-powered algorithms, based on your patient details, once they do the diagnosis, once they do the testing, and you have done the test, and they know the problem, within the records, it should suggest for you the possible drugs that can help in order for doctors to avoid making wrong prescriptions. And that is one of the key things that helps in healthcare through this machine learning. You know, human beings can make mistakes, but when you have the test and you run the algorithm for that test, it will give you possible treatments that are recommended for that particular disease. Then you also have what you call drug discovery. Now, how do we discover drugs? Let's look at it in terms of the COVID, the pandemic. COVID was a bad thing that has ever happened. Now look at it in this situation. So we have the machine learning algorithms that accelerate drug discovery processes by predicting drug target intersections, identifying potential candidates and optimizing molecular structures. So China would even reach a level of using facial recognition to help detect people who have the COVID by just scanning through millions of people. And instead of scrutinizing people from home, and that's how they're able to detect some of those abnormalities. So this helps also to do drug discovery processes by predicting drug target interaction, identifying potential candidates and optimizing molecular structures. So these are some of the areas that are using the emerging technologies like AI to perform some of those tasks. Now let's look at areas like finance. So finance also uses AI algorithms, basically to detect fraudulent activities and also identify patterns of suspicious behavior and prevent financial crime. Now, let me tell you one thing when it comes to finance is that each and every time you look at one big issue of how people spend money, there's a budget. If you start seeing there's a deviation from how people spend money based on the budget, then you start throwing suspicions around that. But if there's a pattern how things are normally spent, it doesn't. But if something becomes suspicious, like, oh, these days you see someone has worked 1, 2, and is buying big chunk of land, buying expensive car, then you start putting a lot of quotations. How is he getting that? Okay. Then you also have what we call algorithmic trading. Because this algorithmic trading, from this word algorithm, of course, I don't know how best someone can say it, but it's called, how do we say that? It's called algorithmic trading. Okay, whatever it is. So this is one thing that we could look at it in this area.
Yes,
It's, yes? Someone wanted to try. Okay. So ML modules analyzes market data like news sentiments and enables signal trading to make real-time decision in buying and selling. But I just want you to know more of this in terms of the cryptocurrency that is out there, the stock exchange market. So people are able to buy stock and sell them because they are making this stock basing on how the predictions are. Then we also have what we call credit scoring. If you want to take any within a financial institution, you want to analyze the credit worthiness of any borrower in any you can use financial histories, behaviors, and risk factors to determine their credit scores and loan approvals, or whether to give loan or not to give loan. basing on that pattern. Now, there's also one other thing that I want you to understand is that because of AI assesses credit worthiness by analyzing borrowers' financial history, because the data will keep saying that this is a bad borrower, this is a good borrower. So that is something that can help you. Then there's also what we call risk factor to determine credit scores. The risk of giving money where someone can pay or not pay. And I think that is something which is a bad thing or a good thing. All right. So now let's move to the next item, which is going to be in the area of marketing. Now, this is where you guys have to put a lot of energy. For those of you who are not working, there's what they call customer segmentation. ML algorithms segments customers based on demographic behaviors and preferences to tailor marketing campaigns and personalized products. You have ever tried this? You go to watch a movie on YouTube, the kind of content you watch on YouTube, like the For You, it's the kind of content which is being suggested and recommended on it's what you see when you open the YouTube. Then there's also what we call predictive analytics. Like AI predicts consumers' behavior, trends, and market demands by analyzing historical data, social media activity, and online interaction. If you've been making calls, doing what, all that can be done with AI. And I think that is the best way how you can analyze AI. Now, let's also look at it in terms of this area, natural language processing, NLP. So AI powered chatbots like ChatGPT, virtual assistants, now help consumer to interact by asking questions and they get answers. There's, of course, there's Bingbot from Microsoft, ChatGPT, and so many more AI tools that assist customers that helps to enhance the customer experience when searching for information. So I decided to pick health. I decided to pick area like finance and marketing. You could also apply it in education and any other areas. Because I didn't want the discussions to be long, because this is a theoretical course unit. That's why we are going in that way. Now let's look at one other thing that is a key issue of AI, is the ethical considerations and challenges in AI development. Now, bias and fairness. Now, when you look at some of the bias that are there, is that sometimes when training the data, some of this data may be discriminative. They can they can actually refer to he, but not she. So there's that biasness that is also there. And then perpetuates the biasness in training the data, leading to unfair outcome. That's why when you're searching for data on those pre-trained models, generative pre-trained models like ChatGPT, they tell you that the data that you are getting may not be accurate. So it is upon you to go back and analyze it. There's also what we call discrimination against certain groups, ensuring fairness and transparency in algro. This word is making fun of me. Let me just get its pronunciation right.
Algorithmic.
Algorithmic. Yeah, there's the rhythmic somewhere. Okay, let's go by that. So the algorithmic decision making is also essential, okay? Which enables us to have that mitigating bias in some of the areas. So those are some of the ethical considerations that are there. There's a lot of bias and fairness that needs to be considered when developing the AI modules. Now let's look at another thing is privacy and data security. Guys, the biggest problem we have here is on the issue of data security and privacy. There's a lot of problems, data, people are misusing our data a lot and they are compromising on our security. So AI systems often require access to large amount of data. The data must be enough, adequate for us to train the models on. So rising concerns about privacy, data protection, and unauthorized access, implementing robust security measures and data from the word anonymization techniques is also crucial to safeguard sensitive information. If you go to National Identity Registration Authority, NIRA, there are data which are not supposed to be given out. You only extract the data that you need. Not if you need age, you only pick age and maybe, which are just number. But tagging my name with my age, with my date of birth, what is that for? It's compromising because actually they use date of birth as a security measure to identify people because they know that you cannot have the same date of birth. If you have the same date of birth within a banking system, then they can ask you maybe what is your next of kin. Those are the ways out they are trying to make the identification. Now, so it's a consideration that everyone has to go through. Then there's what we call job displacement. So when you look at areas like in AI, there's a lot of, as AI is creating job for other people, there are a lot of jobs that are going to be displaced because of AI. And of course, we have seen where you need someone to do for you something, they are literally being replaced by AI. And of course, there's what they call economic disruptions in certain industries, which is also a big issue that is actually happening. For retraining, reskilling, and then supporting affected workers are necessary to mitigate social impact and automation. All right, so let's just look at other areas like autonomy and accountability. AI systems operate at autonomously raise questions. Actually, AI systems that operate autonomously raise questions of accountability and liability. In the event of error, accidents, or unethical behavior, what are some of the frameworks for the oversight and regulations that are there that are responsible for the development of this AI to help mitigate the risk? These days, there's that autonomous question that keeps coming up in terms of errors, accidents. Can I give you an example? Is that when you look at self-driving cars are basically becoming issues like Tesla driving into a tree and ramming into a tree because of what we call inaccurate data. So
algorithmic.
So the most common thing is that when you look at some of those algorithmic challenges that are there, is that sometimes wrong data can cause those AI modules to crash into trees because of inaccurate information. And hence, who is going to be blamed? Of course, it's also inaccurate data. You've had situation where a Google map can lead you into a swamp, can take you to a place, because that area doesn't have accurate data. Okay, but a place with accurate data, yeah, Google map is very It's very, very accurate. Now, let's look at this in summary. Now, AI and ML technologies should all tremendous potentials of revolutionize industries and improve human lives. Now, however, addressing ethical considerations and challenges is crucial to harnessing the full benefits of AI while minimizing risk and ensuring responsible deployment. So as AI continues to evolve in this emerging technology, it is also essential to prioritize ethical principles like transparency and accountability in its development and implementation. So those are some of the take-home notes that you need to have at the back of your mind. Now, I talked about how do we answer my questions when it comes to this most common areas that we are in, the area of AI and machine learning. Okay. Now, I just want to let you know one thing is that each and every time you approach my question, like let's spend time here and talk about this. Discussion questions. Describe the fundamentals of artificial intelligence and machine learning, including definition, key concept, and types of algorithm. Explain how ML differs from traditional programming and discuss the significance of data in ML modules. To me, first is the describe the fundamentals of AI. This is the first part of the question. Describe the fundamentals of AI. So basically here you talk about the definitions, like AI simulates, refers to simulation of human intelligence process by machine, including learning, reasoning, problem solving, perception, and language understanding. Then the other part is and machine learning. Then you say machine learning is a subset of AI that focuses on algorithms and statistical modules that enables computers to learn from and make predictions or decisions based on data without being explicitly programmed. Then that one, you are done with this part. Then you go, including their definitions, key concepts, and the algorithm. Of course, we are done with that. Now let's go to the next part here. Explain how ML differs from traditional programming and discuss this. So first you need to explain how ML differs from traditional programming. So you will say machine learning algorithm learn from patterns and relationship from data, making predictions or decisions without being explicitly programmed to perform specific tasks. Now, in contrast to the traditional programming, where rules and instructions are explicitly defined by developers on what should be done. Now, machine learning modules are trained using labeled data in supervised or unlabeled data in unsupervised learning to make predictions, to discover or uncover hidden data structures. Then the last bit of it is discuss the significance of machine learning. Discuss significance of data in machine learning. Now, to discuss the significance here is that now you're going to look at it in this way, that the significance of the data in machine learning can be overstated, cannot be overstated. So data is the fuel that powers machine learning. So machine learning basically works with data. So data is everything that fuels machine learning, providing necessary information for training and improving module performance. Now, high quality, diverse, and representative data is essential for developing accurate and robust machine learning modules. So that's how you approach this particular question. If you go back, I will share the link. You need to rewatch and see how I've answered that part of the question. Now, then also provide an example of the applications of AI in different industries, such as health, finance, marketing. For each industry, discuss specific use cases where AI technologies are being utilized, improved processes, enhance decision-making, and drive innovation. Now, to answer that question, you just don't jump in anyhow. They said, first, provide an example of applications of AI in different industries. We looked at applications of AI in finance, we looked at it in health, we looked at it in what? In marketing. Now you can mention in health, AI is revolutionizing healthcare by enhancing diagnosis, treatment, and patient care. Like medical imaging, AI algorithm analyze medical images to detect diseases such as cancer, fracture, and abnormalities with high accuracy. There's a lot of high accuracy. That is its benefit. Personalized medicine, AI utilizes genetic data and patient records to develop personalized treatment plans tailored to improve individual patients' genetic makeups and medical history. Then drug discovery, ML algorithm expedite drug discovery processes by predicting drug target interaction, identifying potential drug candidates, and optimizing molecular structure. Then there's also what we talked about is that finance. So AI technologies are transforming the finance industries by automating tasks like fraud detections, able to analyze transaction and then the transaction data to detect fraudulent activities, from also suspicious behavior and prevent financial crimes. Now, algorithmic trading.
Algorithmic.
That word is called algorithmic. Yeah. And also tongue twist. It's a common thing. I don't know why it's not, maybe I'm not so much common with pronouncing it. Yeah. So anyway, the algorithmic trading, which also analyzes market data, news sentiments, and tradings. We discuss all these credit scores, marketing, and etc. Then there's also this part here. Of course, you can talk about all those areas. And now that helps us, the cases of how AI is being used in this area. There you get. Marketing, we have this, you can go back and look at it in, like when you look at it in marketing, AI is reshaping marketing strategies and customer engagement by providing insight, personalizations, and automations. When you look at customer segmentation, ML algorithms segment customers based on demographic behaviors and preferences to tailor marketing campaigns and products. Those campaigns can run based on your data. Predictive analytics, AI predicts consumers' behavior trends. I told you what you consume, what you buy is basically based on your historical data. So social media activities, online interaction are the best things that can tell people what you prefer and actually can tell what your behavior are. Then natural language processing is that AI-powered chatbots, virtual assistants interact with customers, answer queries, and provide personalized assistance, enhancing customer experience and engagement. So ethical considerations and challenges in AI development. Ethical considerations. Now, when we look at ethical consideration, this question 3 here, discuss the ethical consideration and challenges in the development and deployment of AI technologies, identifying potential biases in AI algorithms, and explain how they can impact fairness and equity. Additionally, analyze the implication of AI-driven automation on job displacement, economic inequality, and privacy rights. So when you look at that area on the ethical considerations in AI, is that fairness and balance, bias and fairness. So ethical considerations basically are some of the challenges when developing AI. One of them is bias and fairness, that some of these algorithms may perpetuate bias representation of trained data, leading to unfair outcome and discrimination, and certain groups ensuring fairness and transparency in algorithmic decision making is also essential. Then we also have this privacy and data, which is also a big issue, is that AI systems can also require access to large amount of data, or you need a lot of data to train the model on, and also making it a robust privacy and data protection, and hence unauthorized access. So, which is not a key thing, and compromises security. So implementing robust security measures can also help to make the data anonymous or anonymize the data so that it safeguards sensitive information. Then we also have job displacement and economic disruptions. Automation of things. If robots can drive, that means AI leads to job displacement. Once you displace people from the work, you are creating economic disruption, because you're going to change the pattern how people are supposed to earn. Even the tax, you're making people to be, you're laying people, that means you cannot generate revenue because other people are being laid. So that's a big issue. Is that also we have autonomy and accountability. AI systems operate at autonomous, raise questions of accountability, like event of errors I explained to you, like the self-driving cars, who is supposed to be blamed? A government coming up with regulations that helps restrict some of those areas. So addressing this ethical consideration require a multi-approach based of the stakeholders, policymakers, researchers, all those people who are in this field, researchers, industry, policymakers, to help regulate the development of these AI modules. So that is it for how you could answer this question. Now, if you have given your question, I've answered, now it's time for me to pick if there are any questions from you. Do you have any question? I need to stop recording.
Not from me.
Do you have I don't want the recording to be long, because I know you are going to go back and listen to the recording.